So today's date is July the 6th, 2016. My name is Ashley Wright, and I am the city clerk for the city of Carmel by the Sea. I'm here today with Don Barry and Vince Torres, and we are going to be doing an oral history interview for the My Carmel Oral History Program for the Harrison Memorial Library. So if I could get you both to talk about, let's start with Don. Will you tell me when you were born and where you were born?
6/29/23 in Glendale, California.
In Glendale, California. And you, Vince, when and where were you born?
I was born in Monterey at what is now the Pacheco Club. It was the El Adobe Hospital. They didn't have a hospital in Carmel at that time.
Don, how many siblings were there in your family?
Just one brother.
One brother, older or younger?
Younger.
And what about you, Vince?
I had two sisters, younger.
How long have you both known each other?
Oh, let's see, we
60, 70 years.
something like we arrived in Carmel in 34. My father was offered to work by one of the men that started Wilder and Jones, which was a plumbing heating shop. And C.L. Wilder offered my father work because the Depression caused him to lose his shop in Chowchilla.
And when did your family move to Carmel, Vince?
My father lived here at that time. My mother came from Scotland in 1920, from Glasgow. She had an elderly aunt here that lived on Lincoln Street that had enough funds to bring one of the girls over. She was one of 4 or 5 sisters from Glasgow.
Don, did your mother work?
My mother worked cleaning houses and things like that to do after we moved to Carmel. She worked at the River Inn, cleaning the cabins. Right there at the river at Carmel, at the bridge.
Mm.
My dad had a laundry route, an agency for Del Monte Laundry. He was his own boss, but he had to route everything this side of the hill, the Monterey Hill, and Carmel and the Carmel Highlands. So I rode on a laundry truck with him most of my youth. Anyway, he had a pretty good business, except he was very poor at collections. My mother was always on his neck because he was too easygoing. He ran out some huge laundry bills.
Your father also was a volunteer firefighter,
Yes,
correct?
he was a volunteer fireman back in those days, and he later became chief. And he was a chief for maybe 10 years or so, volunteer. And I think finally my mother was excited because they paid him $50 a month. And he remained chief for many, many years. But that was the social life for my mother and father, the Carmel Fire Department at that time. That was before the new firehouse was built. Down the street on 6th Street, there were a couple old sheds that housed the fire trucks. Every Thursday was drill night. So one Thursday they'd go someplace and lay some line, lay some hoses. But every other Thursday was pinochle night. They moved all the equipment out and set up card tables, and favorite game for the firemen then was pinochle.
I've seen films of the hose cart races too. Did your father participate in the hose cart races?
Yes.
And did you?
Did I know?
No.
I was too small or too young, probably. My dad had 80 acres in a cabin up in Modoc County, and he'd take his vacation every fall when deer season was on, generally in October. And he'd pull me out of school, take me up there. My mother had a fit because she didn't want me to lose the schooling. But that was a lot of my time growing up with him and his male friends.
Who were some of his friends?
One was Fred Warren, who was a mechanic across the street on 6th Street. At a service station there. And then he opened up his own shop up at 4th and Mission. It was a garage there, but it's a doctor's office now.
Tell me about your granddad.
He was a carpenter. I think at one time he worked for M.J. Murphy, but he did a lot of building in Carmel. I think he also worked with Comstock, but my memory is very vague there. He was small and wiry, and had a very strong vocabulary.
He walked, didn't he? He walked from Monterey to...
Oh yeah, this was during the Depression. They had this place up in Modoc County out of Fall River. And he and my grandmother had a couple jackasses, and they hiked then, during the Depression, from the Bay Area up to Modoc County. Camped along the way. He gave me my first rifle, I remember. It was 25-20 lever action carbine. But I lost that in the fire along with all my other stuff.